welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. As you can tell from the title today, this is an advice video, and I'm glad to welcome my friend Yvette.
Hi guys.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a video on what we would want to tell our younger selves. So some advice that we would give our younger selves if like we were able to in some instance rewind time, or if you know we had younger siblings, what we would advise them on some obstacles we overcame in life.
I think it would be so good, like us, one thing we have in common, we don't have sisters. Like we didn't grow up with sisters. I remember that was one thing I used to wish for. I used to be like I want an older sister, just even if it's or an older cousin or something.
Yeah.
So it also helps if you're close and you have one that can talk to you. I guess that's even the point of this video. So some of you that don't have siblings that are like older sisters or older cousins or something that can advise you.
Yeah.
This video, hopefully you can just look at it and just be like, oh, okay,
see us like your older sister.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Now we're very young still, but we still have we're
very young, yes, please.
We're still very young, but we do have, you know, somewhat some experience in certain things. So if this video does come across, you know, any younger subscribers, if you are watching, hopefully this does teach you some things. So without further ado, I think let's just do a little bit of an introduction of it, because they may know me but they may not know you. So Yvette, just tell, you know, a few things about yourself.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Yvette. I'm 26. I live in Essex. I work in property, so property development. Originally Nigerian, but I'm Igbo. I met Ola at secondary school. What is it? St. Edward's. St. Edward's Church of England school. That's it. Yeah. So what? Yeah, I've known Ola for what? Maybe like 10 years now.
Yeah, going on 10 years.
Oh my god. Wait, we're out.
Okay, so do you want to say your first one?
You start because it's your
okay. Yeah. Don't forget guys, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Liking and commenting helps build the engagement of the videos so YouTube knows to push the videos. I'm also going to put our social media handles in the description box, so if you'd like to give us a follow at any point, if you see any future content, you'll know who we are. So the way we're gonna do it is I'll say one and then Yvette will say one, and then we'll kind of bounce off each other. The first thing on my list is don't overthink as much. So I feel like when I was younger, there's always like a lot of social rules and social norms that especially when I was younger, I felt like I was constrained by. And that made me overthink certain situations a lot, especially when it came to like, you know, growing up, teenage teenage growth spurts, boys, what I should do for school, going to uni, friendships. I feel like there was a lot of social norms. I feel like now we're more politically like loose, so there's not a lot of stigma to certain things as there was back then. So I feel like back then, because I felt so constrained, I would overthink a lot of my decisions and a lot of my actions. I feel like now that I've gotten older, I'm able to see situations for what they are, so I don't overthink as much. But overthinking, it just causes unnecessary stress.
And sometimes you actually, when you overthink, it just makes you overreact to situations that wouldn't even necessarily need you to overreact. So yeah, like I definitely agree with Ola on that one. My point, well, one of my points was to love yourself and be true to yourself. So I know this one sounds generic, but a lot of girls, they conform themselves to how people, like how society wants people to look or how to act at that time. And it doesn't help that obviously being younger, like everyone, you don't really have like your own identity. Everyone's figuring themselves out. And then you're just, if you try to do something different, you're seen as the odd one out, or you're just weird, or you're, I don't know, you just get labeled something. So I definitely think, and especially if you're on the quiet side, like I was very quiet, I was the friend that would just be tagging around with the group. Like, I wouldn't necessarily be the one that's speaking up, or I wasn't the popular girl. I wasn't the prettiest girl or anything. It was just there, just trying to get by and fit in. So it was so hard to you know, love myself like openly, and you know, even in my decision making as well. I just used to do things to just fit in, and then sometimes go home, I'll just regret it. I'll just go, I'll be in my bedroom thinking, why did I even make, why did I do that?
You're cringing about things. Yeah.
You're like, what did I do? I definitely wouldn't have done that on a normal day. So it was just, even now thinking about it, I'm just like, God, like,
there's some things that you'll just cringe at, like,
am
I okay? Do you know what I'll add to that? Yeah, being authentically yourself, I feel like it's something that becomes easier as you get older, because even now with today, the young girls, the pressure they have with social media, BBL, surgery, it's really hard for them.
We had it bad back
then.
Know, now
in school, is it not just pick and drop people are doing?
Hey, did you not do what's it called? You know, the thread
threading corridor,
play rolls.
The girls are wearing makeup. They're doing
lashes, like 25mm of lash.
As in, so if they're going without that stuff, it's like, are they the outcasts now because they're natural?
Yeah, you would get bullied for it. We do definitely understand like the stuff that comes with it.
I like that one. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be authentic to yourself. Especially in this day and age where everyone is trying, like you said, trying to be the same. It makes sense to be yourself. My next one will be nurture your friendships. Now, when I was younger, I feel like I had a bit of anger in me, I can't even lie, because I was up until recently, where I've done a little bit of self-therapy, I was someone where you anger me, I'll cut you off. Like, I didn't even, I think due to some trauma as a child as well, I wasn't even someone where we can work on it. In my mind, it's like, if you've hurt me, cut you off. And as I've grown up here, it's like I have a very small number of friends, and they're quality friends. So I'm the type of person where the friends I have now is quality, not quantity. But there's certainly some friendships in my life where cutting them off didn't have to be the option. And I feel like in this day and age, people have become really individualistic, so we don't value community anymore. We don't value, you know, the village raised the child, that kind of mindset anymore. And it's detrimental. I feel like it really is the cause of a lot of mental health, depression, just feeling alone. If I was younger, certain situations, if I would have navigated it better, but obviously with the issues I had, the trauma I had, I couldn't at the time. But I've now understood that nurturing the people that you have around you is key. Everyone is going through their own things, but if you're going through things, if your friends are going through things, the best way to overcome those things is having a strong community. And you can't have a strong community if you don't nurture the connections that are around you.
Definitely, I 100% agree. Friendships, I used to think I was weird for not having best friends or things like that. I used to be like, what the hell? Like
why does everyone have it?
I couldn't, even in my adult years now, I'm just like, how? I have close friends, I have good connections, I have like people that I really get on with and stuff, but I was like, what actually makes someone a best friend? I used to question, I used to be like, what is this?
And where did I miss the ship?
Of people just creating that close type bond. I used to question myself so much. I was like, first I don't have a sister, now I also
no, I don't have a best friend. I was like, I've just missed everything.
Like, I was like, was I just born alone, like to live alone and just not have any? I was like, but I definitely agree with the whole nurturing friendships. It really, and like Ola said, quality over quantity. It's not. But even the older you get, you just start getting tired of having so many friends, because there's so many. They require so many things for them to like flourish and stuff. So it's better to have like a good 5 friends or something.
Quality,
and just, you know, pour into those friendships rather than 10, 15, and then you're just, everything is just like done half and whatnot. So I definitely think nurturing friendships. Like, I saw this on Twitter the other day. Like, I think it's harder to make friends in your 20s.
I saw that, but I don't get it. Why?
I don't know what it is. I think people are more
they're more set in who they are.
Yeah, you already know that, okay, this is my circle type of thing. You could probably have acquaintances and people you get on with, but not like
doing like strong friendships.
Yeah, like I think secondary school, college, and everything before uni.
Yeah, that's true.
Uni's probably the last straw for it, I think. Like after uni, you can have like friendships, but it's
like building that childhood friendship.
Those ones where you can be like, that's my true. Obviously you can still make friends, like I said, like after, but it's just those. That's why it's good to nurture those ones. When you start to create friendships when you're younger, vet the ones that are already there and think, okay, what are these ones bringing, and try to.
That's good advice.
Yeah, so
because I feel like when we're younger, the main focus is who's the most popular, who has remember back in the day when Facebook was popping, MySpace, who has the most followers on MySpace.
Remember those pages?
When you're in school, those things seem like the most important thing, but honestly, like Yvette said, the people that are your friends, you have to vet them properly, see who bring good qualities to your life. If you're around a certain group of people that bad things are always happening, they're always bringing bad things to your life, you have to make that decision, use that discernment to decide, is this person a good friend? Even with that, and something I've learned, you can see someone's a good friend, but are you a good friend to them?
Yep. Oh, sister. Because sometimes we're always there like, oh, we want this, we want this. Are you the witch? Literally, are you the witch?
Are you the bad friend? Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've had instances where I've acknowledged I was a bad friend, but you need to acknowledge that, and whether it's things that you can fix or not, whether it's through therapy, whether it's through just talking to yourself, you need to acknowledge, do you have good friends, and are you a good friend?
That's very key. Like, oh boy,
thanks. It's not saying, are you the witch?
Yeah, literally, because sometimes you actually have to think, like, check yourself and be like, hold on, did I actually move that? Like, obviously it's hard to accept sometimes that you're in the wrong. Like, I've deeped that even in like growing up now. I'm just like, sometimes it's hard to swallow that pill that Yvette, no, not gonna lie, you fucked up.
That ego.
So yeah, you have to, that's part of growing up as well. Like, it's part of the stuff that you learn on the way. My second point would be slightly different to like what we've been talking about in terms of friendships and relationships. I think I would say save more. I think Ola also had that.
Facts.
Mate, uni came along. I think that was the first time I got like my first couple of thousand. Okay, maybe no, this is the second time. So after getting my first job, I think student finance was the first time I saw anything more than 1,000 in my bank account. Did I not go mad? I cannot. Do you know what? The other day, I was literally trying to think, where has all the money that...
Where did that money go?
What did I even spend the money on? I can't see anything. And to be fair, if I'm going to be honest here, it probably went on clothes. And that's the thing. If there's one thing you're going to take from this video, don't spend money on like things that in 3 years and 2 years, it won't be... I used to buy clothes just for every event. Every weekend, I'm out.
Can't lie, I still do that, but...
Sis, I had to stop it because the funny thing is, I'll buy the clothes. I won't even repeat it. Do you repeat?
As in,
I won't repeat the clothes. And I just thought to myself, I think it was this year that I was like, wait, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm not. And then the clothes, I won't be able to find them later.
As in, it's missing.
Just save. Even if, do you know what? Even if you want to buy the clothes and you have like, you have this thing where you just don't like to repeat clothes, I still think maybe take a chunk out of the money and save. So you lot might be going uni, for those that might be going to uni, or you know, have some type of big income coming in, or somehow, just one thing I've learned, it's really key, is like budget and you know, designate money and different, like put it in different pots for different things. Save, then you have your disposable, then you have your emergency, or your just any ad hoc type of money that you might need in like during the month. You know, in the UK we live like based like on a month to month basis type of thing, but save, or like save as much as you can. I remember even hearing some girl, I think it was one girl I worked with last year, she paid, I didn't think she spent her student finance, that was her deposit for her first house.
Oh, I had someone who did that.
A few people.
Like, some people use that money wisely.
At me, I was not. I was
my eye open.
I was unfortunately not one of those people. I literally was blowing every 3 months. I was blowing the money. No savings out of those 3 monthly
and then they're now coming back for their money.
Exactly.
I've not even seen that money since. Even to add to that, because I feel like in the current climate we're in, cost of living, I'm gonna say it's what Yvette said, try and put money aside. Obviously in some cases we understand that may not be possible, but I'm coming from a place where I do still live at home with my family. Yvette doesn't. So when she's giving her advice, it's from a place of she's budgeting her money. She has responsibilities like rent and things like that. So I definitely feel like it's a case of seeing things in your life that you can cut, and then budgeting based on what's left. 100%. It's not like you need to put £1,000 aside every month. It's just small money. When you see it in a few months, it will count up. It will add up. £10 a month today. If you wait in 12 months, I mean,
that's what, 1,200? Is it?
But it's still something. It's something for a rainy day.
For 100%, 100%.
It can cover a phone bill. 120 can cover an electric bill, petrol, like for a week and a bit. So definitely save more. I agree with that.
100% save, girls, save.
My next one that I would advise my younger self is to be more proactive in terms of education, in terms of learning skills and courses. Now with a lot of this advice here, it's not too late to do these things, but especially when you're younger, it's like your brain is more moldable. I can't lie, like when I left uni, I'm not gonna lie, my brain completely shut down from learning like established courses like that. And one regret I have, sis, one regret I have here is not continuing that learning. So when I left uni, and obviously in some unis, in some courses, they do like a placement year. I didn't do a placement year. So obviously when you leave uni, no experience, these recruiters are asking you to have 10-15 years experience from birth. One thing I regret is not doing that continued learning. I feel like it's very beneficial, especially in this job market, how competitive it is. You need something that's going to set you aside, whether it's you know an extra language, whether it's you do an extra diploma, whether it's you do an extra course in the field that you're interested in. Now of course there's some courses and some avenues like medicine and law and science. There's some avenues that require you to go to uni and do those years in school. But one thing I regret is not using my time wisely. Now I'm not old or aged out of the job market. I wish I would have told myself to do the experience then, so that now I could be more in a field that I'd want to be. I don't feel like I'm where I want to be, and I feel that's definitely because when I left uni, I was not taking my learning seriously.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like upskilling and doing different things to just, because especially with me, I graduated in the middle of the pandemic, and mate, the job market was not a joke. Like people were getting made redundant. People that had just graduated were just not able to get a job, and those times, even then, I still, looking back, I could have done a lot more to kind of upskill myself. I just remember everyone just being like so like confused about the pandemic. I was just laying in bed just chilling and not doing much. There was a lot of things I'd set myself to do, but I didn't really follow up with it. Like so that was also an opportunity to like do some courses and you know, take up, just in this life, as long as you're living, you always have to learn. You always have to keep upskilling. You have to keep learning, boy. The world just changes every day. There's always one thing, just something to learn. So it's definitely worth having that mindset to always be looking for somewhere, somehow to learn something, a new skill or whatever. Like Ola, for example, she has like so many different skills, like hair, makeup, you know, all sorts. So it will obviously, even though I was saying to her the other day, even though it seems like, oh, you can't niche down to one thing, it's also good to just have so many different options. So depending on what's, because right now, for example, tech is like a big thing, and who knows, in the next 5-6 years what could be popping at the time. So just always have as many skills. I think it's a good problem to have.
Very
like,
true.
You have to have, because you never know which one will come up in the next year or the next 6 months, the next 2 years. So it's always good to just be ready for it. You know, that was actually on my list, like take learning more seriously. Where in school, I don't know, I think I went there to play.
Hey, uni. If you ask me what first year was about, I can't tell you.
First year, was that even in lectures?
As in,
Hey,
lecture will be at 9 AM. I'm in bed till 12 from the party before.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Listen, if you don't know what's good for you, go, because do you know what? Even though people, I remember I used to bang on I used to hold on to the fact that, oh yeah, first year doesn't count. No, it preps you. It doesn't count, but it preps you. It gets you ready in the mindset to start the course. Do you understand? Yeah, like it's a thing where you just start to, once you can get yourself into the habit of learning and studying and doing all the first year stuff, second year it will just transition you nicely. That's the, I think that's the main point of first year, even though it doesn't count towards your final grade, but it kind of gets you in that mindset, in that frame of mind, which is what you need. So I feel like a lot of people, and I was guilty of this even, a lot of people use first year as a party year, and that's well and good, but if you're also not using first year to experience your course and see if you even like that course, by second year you're struggling because you're thinking, hold on, is this what my course is about? Boy, after a year, hey, there's people that were my course that did not know jack. Exam will come. I thought I was bad. It was people that literally came there for just joke. They just came to just, and they'll sit at the back of the class. Just doing this, talking. Like it's not worth it when you actually think. I know in your first year, everyone's just there. Like it sounds like we're just right now. We probably sound like we're mums. We're just talking but deep it. Like we were once in that position. And I remember aunties or older people telling us, I'll be thinking, all right,
take school serious.
But really and truly, it's later on that you deep that, mate.
What did I do in school that I've now paid all this money?
That I paid all this money. When you go and check your student finance balance,
and then someone will ask you, so tell me about your course. What did you learn?
What did you learn? Or when you go to an interview and they've asked you something that's related to what you supposedly spent 3 years learning.
3 years, as in, hey.
So no,
and you know what's mad, yeah? It's actually good for a lot of young people today, because back in our day, they weren't things like traineeships, apprenticeships, they weren't popping like that. So uni was like the only option. Yeah. So now, you guys
have a lot of different, like the apprentice. I always say it, if I was my age now, like if I went to uni now, I would have done like an apprenticeship or something.
Let me get paid while I'm learning.
When I'm learning. I think that was because I think everyone after sixth form, everyone's first point of call was uni. Because
it wasn't anything else.
There was nothing else. Now there's literally so many different things.
Internships, apprenticeships, traineeships. Like
companies are doing a lot now to kind of like bridge that gap of just this go to
like
uni.
You don't have to go to uni. Like
I always say it, like you don't have to go to uni, but you can literally have there's plan B's, there's loads,
there's plan B, plan C, like there's a lot of options. So even if you're not trying to go uni, get a diploma, get a certificate, Abby. Like there's so many options now, but one thing, you never stop learning, and don't just completely give up learning.
Even soft skills now, like things like doing hair, like see how big it is now. There's 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds,
young girls, you know, buying their own shops,
doing their own stuff now. Like people are really making moves. It's not just, you don't have to wait till you're in your mid-20s, your late 20s. Start even from uni. Be as, what's the word, entrepreneurial? Entrepreneurial, whatever, as much as possible. Like it's you will really just be looking at yourself in 3 years.
Thinking, that's the thing. Invest in the skill. That's something I didn't think about when I was younger.
I was not.
But if you start today, imagine the kind of skill and level you'll be at in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. By the time just think about it long time.
My next point, I think I would say, is, this one's a bit of a funny one, but since it would be to save your virginity for as long as possible. This one will sound funny, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. It is not, like, I know some people, like personally, I didn't have a bad experience, or it wasn't like, you know how a lot of girls would be like, they don't want to talk about how they lost it. I didn't have that. But now thinking about it, I'm just like, this thing, I could have actually left it for a little longer. Like, it wasn't a bad experience, but just sometimes you just think, like, this probably I wouldn't have died if I left it longer, basically. Leave it. My point here is just, don't think, oh, everybody's doing it,
everyone is popping the cherry, I must pop my cherry.
And I'm not saying, you know, a lot of people get this misconstrued, like when people think virgins are dumb, they're so naive. No, you can still be clued up, but don't be so quick to like open it up. You don't even have to single yourself out of the whole thing. Just be there, act like you know what's, because I know a few girls right now that are our age that are still virgins, and they literally, when you see them, they move like us. They move. They don't look different to how they don't act naive. They don't act naive. Yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Like they don't move like, it's not a thing where you see them and you be like, oh yeah, this one's different. They literally they have the same hair, they look good, but for them it's a standard thing. It's just, bro, no. What would be your reason for holding on to your virginity? For me, I think if I was to go back, I'll probably just say, maybe because I've just known a lot of the things I've learned about guys. Like you're just deep. Are they even worth it? Is it even worth it? Facts. Like, is it that's not disrespect to guys. It's not even disrespect to guys. It's just, I can really just wait for as long as, it's just, that's just it. I can really just wait. If it happens, cool, but if you can prevent it, or just, my point is, just don't feel rushed. Don't think, oh, okay, like the guy has been acting so good, let me do it, or my friends have done it. One thing I'll even add to that, I feel like, because I 100% agree, and it's not from any kind of Christianity, no, it's not from that kind of point of view. It's from a point of view, if my age, when I had lost my virginity, I can't even lie to you, I know I emotionally wasn't ready for that kind of interaction. Nope. And when it happened, there's so much trauma, because I can't lie, I didn't have a good experience, but there's so much trauma attached to that single moment in my life, to the point where now I'm older, I can say, yeah, I really would have wanted to hold on to it as long as I could. I won't say that societal pressure affected my decision. I was genuinely just a curious kind of child. Yeah. But I would say definitely emotionally, you have to be ready for that kind of interaction, and I don't think that kind of maturity has an age. You don't have an age for that kind of interaction. It's just literally just, don't feel pressure. Don't feel like I have to, even when sometimes it comes from the guy. Sometimes it will be the guy telling you, like, oh, just a tip. Rubbish. Hey, block your ear. Oh my days, literally don't. I know it can seem hard, but like naturally what comes with that age is, you know, when you've never tried something for the first time, it's more like, oh, I want to try it. But if really and truly you can, literally just keep it for us, just get to know yourself a bit more, because the more time you give yourself, the more you open yourself to being like, the more you're able to like control your or manage your feelings better and stuff. Like if things don't work out, for example, because mate, that time being an 18-year-old or 19-year-old or whatever, for example, you're just gonna be so, I think it's, you're dealing with, you're dealing with just even the fact that you've just become a teenager, like a legal teenager or whatever, and all this stuff, and you've now come to add boy. Hey, it's a lot. With possibility of baby. Hey, there's even that. Because even as in your 20s, some people don't even know how to deal with that whole situation. Let alone an 18-year-old. It's a lot. You know, I have friends that, you know, made those decisions before and they got pregnant, and now they have babies and they regret it. They're deep in that. Hold on, gosh, if I was just being a normal 19-year-old and just doing my own thing, go on dates, whatnot, but the sex aspect of things, maybe just, you know, be a little bit more careful with how I dealt with it. They wouldn't be in the situation they're in now. So I definitely think, where possible, just like, mate, it's a thing of pride. The longer you can keep it, or just stay, do your own thing, be a babe, do your own thing, and just be you. Don't involve any kind of complicated bodily contact. I still remember, is it even worth it? It's not even worth it. These girls will be lying that it's worth it. Keep yourself to yourself, and when you're ready, you're ready. Don't let anyone pressure you or do anything like that. At all. I sometimes I'm deep, I'm like, oh my god, I remember literally being told, no, keep it, and I did. My ear would just be there. I still remember the day I cried the first time it happened. I was just like, oh my god, You know, but obviously now it's happened, you're just like, well, you just gotta roll the punches, mate. But if you can, I think even doing it, it kind of takes away your childlikeness. I don't know what the word is, right? You're no longer a child. Like, your eyes open. Like, this is how babies are made. Oh my god! Like, your eyes open. You can't. Like, there's just even my mom said to me that she could tell when I started.
That's what my mom said.
Because she was like, oh, my eye that I was not starting to give shoulder. I said, no. Bro, so is this how I'm going to know my daughter's beating? Well. Shoulder giving me chest.
So you know
because you see one small freak.
Nah, parents are too funny,
mate. I'm telling you, but it's so true. Like when there's a change, there's a shift. Literally just dropping this thing left, right, center on me, and I've kept it.
I've had the self constraint to keep it.
Yeah. You will thank yourself later. So
I think so. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the video today, guys. Like I said, it was a video of us just explaining things we would tell our younger selves if we had the chance to go back, but we really did hope it helped, you know, young girls or young people kind of figuring the world out. We've been there, we know how it is. You're fresh out of school, or you're going to be a teenager, and it's like all these things don't make sense. You're having all these feelings and these thoughts. Are you doing it right? Are you doing it wrong? But there's really no right way to live life, but it helps when you have a bit of guidance, you know.
100%, because obviously everyone's winging it, really.
Yeah,
think about it. Parents are winging it, our grandparents winging it, everyone's really winging it, but there are things that can kind of help you kind of like sail through things, weigh out the decisions. Like pros, that's the thing, that's one thing with life, there's pros and cons. If the pros are higher than the cons, then do it. If it's the other way around, then maybe think about it. So 100%, like we're still even learning. Like I said, like Ola said, we're still young, girl. We're not old like that.
Still learning.
You know, so it's literally a learning curve. Everyone's just still learning as they go. We're winging it. But yeah, hope you guys liked the video.
We might do another video like this. Like, comment and subscribe, as I said, if you liked the video. Also put some comments or some of your thoughts on things that you would have told your younger self. If you're older or younger, perhaps this community can, you know, encourage others. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.